We all live in a story. We are always living in our stories of who we are, of what is the world around us. And the real challenge is to change this story, to make it, what we want. Even though we can't control what is around us, we have a lot of things to control in our own story. A lot, if not everything. And that's the challenge. And obviously it's like changing our life. When we change our story, it's our life, because our life is just our story, what we think of it, what we believe of it. That changes a lot of things. So it's not always easy, and as soon as we start to create another story, there is a mix of our old stories and the new ones, and I believe that creates some kind of conflict within ourselves, because we identify a lot with our stories. We identify with our stories. It's not us, but it's who we think we are. And when we change the story, obviously there is a conflict between the old story with the old limits and the old, everything that we believe is true, we believed was true, and the new truth we believe. And obviously those truths enter in conflict, and that creates some kind of stress. And that's probably, just the normal. It's just the path. If you want to change something, obviously there is a transition phase where you have to make do with both the past and the new. The old and the new, and it's not necessarily the more, I would say, stable, steady phase, but I think it's important to realize that it's normal and to focus on the end of the change, the new story, and that's important if we are to really change things, to make the difference between the old stories and the new one. And the new one has to be like based on now, as much as possible on now, and what I'm focusing on now. The problem is that our stories are rooted in the past most of the time. A lot of past, and we believe most of the time that it's good to have past stories, memories and things like that, but most of the time it just prevents us from living now, fully now, and living at all now, and because all that we perceive is based on our past stories, our truths, and everything is based on past stories. So that's very important to let that go and focus on now. And one important thing is to focus on what is enjoyable now, what we do enjoy now, what makes us like joyous and happy now. And by focusing on that, not only we are much more on the reality than on stories, and we can develop what we really want, what is important. So yeah, it's important just to notice that. And so those moments of like troubles are just normal. It's just a moment in the path that is meaning that we're moving. So focusing on the end of the path is the thing to do at this moment.